Hey everybody, so today we're doing something a little different, some more community, I'd say like outreach kind of video. We're here at the Sunnyside Volunteer Fire Department.
Open house.
They're having an open house, so follow us. So there's the firehouse and their awesome sign.
My name is Michael Huff. I'm Chief of Sunnyside Fire Department.
And what would the fire department need right now through and during your open house today?
We need able bodies as much as anything right now. We also always need money. We're trying to look to find a place to build a new station to where we can get more modernized with our equipment. Our equipment's getting some age on it, and of course we got to have money to do that. So, you know, all donations accepted, and we do operate solely off of donations.
Now if somebody wanted to get involved, say volunteer, how much training goes along with that?
There is a 16-hour class to get started. That's a preemptive class, and then there's a 64-hour class goes after that. Most of the time the 64-hour class gets done around here. Sometimes you have to go as far away as what's the name of that place down next to Murfreesboro, and they have a live burn center down there if they ain't got anything here that they can do it with. So it's a weekend class. The department does pay for that stuff, and it's training that you can take and move on with. As far as I got my training here, and I went to be a career firefighter with the town of Greeneville, and most of my training came through here. So,
you're still here.
I'm still here. I've been here almost 40 years.
Terrific. Thank you, Michael.
All right. Thank you all. Different truck is this one here. That's the tanker. And for lack of a better word, it's a turd truck.
Okay.
Same thing, it's same principle, the same truck, the same body that they use to pump your septic tank with.
Oh,
But it's designed for firefighting. That truck will put 1,800 gallons of water in it in just over a minute out of anything. If there's enough water there, it will fill out of it. Don't matter if it sucks air or what. When it sucks air, it's still sucking water.
Oh my gosh.
This truck can only lift 14 feet. And if it sucks a swirl, if the water's like a bathtub, has a swirl in it, if it gets that swirl, it's done until the water fills back up. I'm thinking it's a 02. We bought it off another department. It had been wrecked, and we fixed it and put our bed and stuff on it. It is the brush truck, and it carries 500 gallons of water, and a lot of times you can do a lot of work with 500 gallons of water if you're careful. A water extinguisher, what they call a water can. If you see the silver cans on the back of fire trucks, or you see them get out with a silver can, that is a water extinguisher. You'd be surprised at what you can put out with 3 gallons of water. Right time, right place.
Hey.
We'll change up at an intersection. So we'll go from this to this.
And that's at an intersection.
That's at an intersection. People will get complacent, and they will hear that. You can't tell where it's coming from. So what their idea is behind that, if you change the sound of that, you know, it may give them direction of which way it's coming, or get their attention enough till they'll stop till they do know where it's at. And of course the air horn, we blow that going through the intersections too, just for extra protection.
Excellent.
But now we've got to be under control enough at every intersection, no matter if we've got green light or what, or at a stop sign, we've got to be under control enough to stop in case somebody comes the other way or don't.
Dispatch sends a signal ahead to stop traffic one way or another. That's not a thing here?
Nope. No. Some of the cities have things in their horn. When it gets so close to a traffic light, it shuts that traffic light down. The closest thing around that here was the old Station 2 in Greeneville on the Asheville Highway. We had a button in there we could push to lock down that intersection till we could get out. And that's the only one there is in town.
What about back here with all this equipment back here? These are
These are just plain old everyday leaf blowers. We use those mainly on like brush fires or woods fires. You blow the leaves out of the way
to clear
out a 6 or 8 foot trail so it can't, hopefully not jump.
Less fuel.
Right. This is the only truck we've got with what we call booster reels, which is this right here. That's a 1-inch hose. People has their own opinion as to how effective that is on a house fire. Myself, I agree with them. I mean, I like them because you can handle this by yourself. If you roll up first on scene with this truck, you can start the pump, grab the hose, and handle it by yourself. This truck over here has got 3-inch hose on it, 1.5 inches, and it's hard for one person to handle that. And if you're by yourself, you know, it's just not effective as that booster reel is to me.
This makes the foam that...
It has a foam injector on it. You flip this lever right here, and then you dial your mount with this knob right here, and then there's a foam tank right there where that hose is, and it puts essentially soap, but it's special soap. Now there's a big lawsuit going on with that it's cancer causing, so most of the time what we put in, it's just extra heavy Dawn, and all it does is make the water slick, and it sticks to whatever you're spraying it on instead of running off, and it'll work, but it won't put down a blanket like you see on TV.
Now you got to be careful. If you have something that works, somebody wants to shut you down.
Yep. Of course, we carry chainsaws. This is our pumper. It's 1,200 gallon a minute. Automatic transmission. Shut the generation down if you give them a straight shift, so everybody's going to automatics. It's got 4 outlets, works from this side, then you've got 2 works from here. These 3 right here works 3 hoses up here, and the wheel works one of them, and then it's got the ability to put a water cannon on top of it, but there again, when it goes back to the size of our building, we can't carry the water cannon on it, so we've got that capped off. We set the water cannon down on the ground, hook a hose to it, and it would be nice to have it up there, but like I said, due to the height restrictions of our station, we can't put it up there.
So the firehouse is restricted to all the things that this fire department could potentially be doing because of its location and
location. I mean, it's, you know, it's hard to get in and out in the winter time.
And money to make alterations.
Right. At the time it was built, you know, it served the purpose, because most of the trucks when this station was built was homemade.
Oh wow.
I mean, they was, you know, the tanker was an old gas truck, the first one they had. The second one they had was actually an old milk truck that they stuck a PTO pump on about the size of your fist, but it pumped water.
Fascinating.
Yeah. The one that's in this one, the actual centrifugal part of the pump is probably 12-14 inches in diameter. And this is the water intake to it. It's got a 6-inch intake, and it's got a 1,000-gallon tank on it, and it'll empty that tank in less than a minute if it's doing its job.
Wow.
I mean, if you've got all the hoses off, they'll flow 1,200 gallon. Less than a minute's all you got on the truck.
Wow.
So you've got to have these dump tanks set up, water in them in less than a minute, or this truck's sitting here not doing nothing for however long it takes. So that comes back to dispatch and whoever's, if you get to the call first, we have a working structure fire, then everybody knows to run tankers because we're gonna need water. Most of the time one truck can handle the pumping part of it, but you've got to have the water to feed that truck.
Of course.
So, we have air packs stored in these compartments.
So these are part of the not the outfit,
Yes.
the wear, the outer wear.
A set of turnout gear,
Coat,
boots, paints, and a helmet is about $3,000.
And how much does all that weigh if you were wearing all of it?
By the time you get all of that and an air pack, you're adding 50 pounds at least while it's dry. When that all gets wet, you're adding probably another 20 pounds to that. So, but the air packs have come a long way. We've got composite bottles now that don't weigh 4 or 5 pounds. We used to have steel bottles and they weighed 20 pounds in themselves.
Right.
So, it's the weight wise, turnout gear is lighter and all that, so it's come down quite a bit. But
and when you have a volunteer fire company, you depend on the community and surrounding areas for
Yes.
donations to pay for the turnout gear.
we depend on grants. They got a grant year before last for all the departments in Greene County got 8 sets of turnout gear. So we got 8 sets of new turnout gear year before last off of AFG grant. This year everybody got new handheld radios. And I mean, that was a big chunk of money. I don't remember just how much it was. There was like 200 and some radios we got.
We can
off
just
that grant.
imagine, yes.
But they get grants every once in a while. They'll get us air packs, and they're about $6 grand. So to outfit somebody to fight fire, you're talking $7-8 grand just in protective equipment.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of money.
There's 8 air packs on this truck.
8.
8.
So that is
That's
potentially
$40,000.
8 firefighters.
Yes.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are y'all doing?
Oh, it's pretty shady here.
Yes, it is. Getting the information on the.
Now right here is the water can I was talking about. And all that is soapy water.
Wow.
And like I said there before, the soap is to make the water slick.
Right.
And it sticks to whatever you put it on. It'll make steam quicker, which puts out the fire. But you'd be surprised what you can do with that little can right there.
2008.
2008.
She pretty.
You think?
Yes. Now, is that common to have "In God We Trust" on the fire?
Most people do.
trucks?
Most people do.
That's nice to know.
They should.
They should. That's nice to know.
Now this one is we got this one and the one on the other side about the same time, and it is a Firovac is the maker of it. You can get attachments to go on it. This one's just set up to haul water with right now, but you can get attachments that you can drive down the road and spray 40 feet off the road.
Oh, wow.
And it's all cab controlled. You got to get out, put the hose on it, and you know, you can operate it once you get it pumping gear. You can operate it out here or in there, either one. So if you've got somebody standing on the ground and you're driving the truck, once they get you hooked up, you flip a switch, it fills the truck up. You drive it to wherever you're dumping at, and you can dump off of 3 sides. You can dump off the back, off either side. It's all controlled from in there. You can just let it vent dump, and it takes it a couple minutes to dump that way, or you can pressure dump it. You can actually pressurize that tank.
Wow.
And it'll squirt water 30 feet out the back, but it'll empty in less than a minute.
So I was under the impression that to have a fire truck, you had to have a fire hydrant. And that is what I've learned today, that that's not the case.
Well, back in the day, before volunteers, all the cities had hydrants. Now you get in some places up north, like New York and places like that, they've got water districts. So you've got Detroit threads on the hose. This side of the street's got one kind of hose, that side of the street's got another kind of hose.
How convenient is that when the first fire truck to the...
Because these people over here don't like for them people over there to use their water. So they got hydrants on both sides of the street. And the fire trucks has to carry 2 different kinds of hose, and you've got to keep up with where you use the water from. So they get paid for their water. It's crazy. I thought that's the craziest thing I'd ever heard when I first heard it, but fortunately that's not the case here. All the hydrants around here is the same. The thing about hydrants is the lack of them in the county. That's another thing that needs to be brought to light. The water companies provide drinking water, and they'll tell you in no certain terms, we don't provide firefighting water, we provide drinking water. So they don't put hydrants out. Now I know there's restrictions on the water, the mainline sizes and stuff like that, but they still don't like for you to get their water.
Caught on fire, yeah.
Yep. So the loss of this house by the fire sparked the idea of the organization of the Sunnyside Volunteer Fire Department. Yes.
No kidding.
Yep. Is that not awesome?
That is awesome.
Just some of the old stuff. And then like some of our firefighters were in the 9/11 climb, which was awesome. That's another good fundraiser.
The clock that they have in the display case is one of our firefighters here who donated it to this display case. And every year, one of the original members, founding members of this firehouse would make these clocks and auction it off. And
and one of them made it back.
And one of them made it back to be in this showcase today.
That's awesome. All right, so that's going to do it for this video, but we do have another word here, another few words.
These are our good friends, John and Lacey, and they are volunteer members of this firehouse.
I've been a volunteer here for 13 years, active firefighter.
And we wanted to say thank you for coming out to open house and remind everyone we have open meetings the first Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. Please come out and be involved and enjoy it. Thank you.
And have a Steph-N-Lee day.
Woohoo!